Welcome to the Achieve Database Tour. Today you'll find out how it works, what data it captures, if it is right for your organization, and any next steps. How it works. Achieve is a cloud-based database application. This means that your data is stored in a remote server, and you can access Achieve by a browser. So you enter the information from a browser from your computer. Chrome is preferred. However, you can also enter it from a laptop at home or even an iPad. Keep in mind that Achieve has been designed with a computer screen size in mind. The data that is captured. Achieve was designed with the learner instruction and goal setting in mind. The information captured is learners and volunteers contact, demographic, work status, education, and availability information. Class rosters and attendance, one-on-one tutor-learner pairings, learner goal setting and attainment, learner assessment data, and volunteer hours. Now we'll take a look at Achieve. Each literacy agency is given a unique username and password and has access to only their information. When you land on the home page, you can see a dashboard snapshot of the agency in the present day. You can see active learners, active volunteers, active pairs, and active classes. You can also see the recent activity, and you can search for learners, volunteers, classes, or pairs based on the name. For example, if I want to look up Simpson, if I select learner, I'll only search for Simpson in learners. However, if I select learner and pair, I will get the names of learners that have that last name or any pairs that are currently set up for those learners. You also get learner, volunteer instructor, pairs, classes, and the generate reports area. When you add a learner, there are a number of fields that you get with Achieve. You can set up in the administrative section which fields are visible and required. There are only 3 fields that are hard required into the system, and that is the date, first name, and last name. So you can capture the learner's contact information, emergency contacts, background information like referrals, demographics, household information like income, work status and enrollment, barriers to employment, education levels, and availability. You can also see all the learners currently active in your system by selecting active filters, date added, or sort by last name. In a learner profile, for example, you can see goals, assessments, pairs, classes, class attendance, any pair reports, and any notes. You can add volunteer information similarly. There are a lot of fields, and in the administrative section, you can choose which fields you want. You can choose which fields you want to be visible and which fields you need to be required. Again, in the volunteer section, you can add contact information, emergency contact information, background information such as referrals, demographics, and employment, education levels, availability. You can also see all your volunteers in the view, list, and search function, which acts similarly to the learner list function. For a volunteer, you can see their pairs, classes, class attendance, pair reports, and any hours that are non-instructional or mileage, as well as notes. You can add a pair. A pair are one-to-one relationships, one-on-one tutoring, for example. You can add pair tracks. This is editable in the administrative section. You can select a learner and assign them to the pair. You can search for the learner and then assign them to the pair. Here you can see if they have any preference for gender and the times that they are available. You can look really quickly and see if someone else matches the times available. It appears that Teresa Blair does, so you can assign that person to the pair. You can set up the start date. If you know there's an end date, you can put it there. The meeting times, pair location, and any notes, and then you would hit submit. Once a pair is set up, you can view all pairs. You can view all pairs in the view list and search. You can add a pair report by simply selecting the pair names, the pair date, and the hours of instruction, and hitting submit. You can see all pair reports in the view list and search area. You can add a class, selecting that it's active, creating a class name, stating the class location, selecting a class track, class type, date, and end date of classes. Then you would select the class length or duration, add learners, and add volunteers to the class. Once you've added a class, you can select from a class list, pick your class day, mark all present, mark all absent planned, or absent unexcused, and go in and select the ones that were not there. And then hitting submit. You can generate a number of reports in the Generate Reports area. You can generate a report on active students by track by selecting a date range, for example, the last quarter, and selecting perhaps a learner type that you're interested in knowing who is currently active. All the reports come out in an Excel spreadsheet. You can also select to remove empty fields and show word options for multi-field options instead of ones and zeros. In the Generate Reports area, you have an achievement report, learner instructional hours report, volunteer instructional hours report, all learner information report, which gives you all the information from the learner's contact form, and all the information from the volunteer form as well, and a number of other preset reports. Most work by selecting a date range, selecting a status, and then filtering. And then you will be able to see all the information in the Excel spreadsheet and manipulate it as need be. If you're interested in finding out more information on how Achieve works, contact Liz Fitzpatrick. You can call her at 608-257-1655, extension 3, or email her at info@wisconsinliteracy.org.